Okay, so we're going to be talking a little bit about quiz questions, the question bank and categories in this section. To have a look at those, again, log in as the teacher, go up to the course page. You're going to have to click on More. There are many ways to get to the question bank and categories, but this is possibly the easiest one. You can go through a quiz as well. Let's just have a look at categories there. Now, at the moment, we have just the default category for this course. Why would you want anything more? I hear you say. Well, if you have multiple quizzes in the course, you'll probably want to split the questions into the different categories and give each quiz its own category. Or you may want to, if there are multiple teachers in a course, you may want to have your questions separate to the other teachers in the course. Anyway, there are a number of different reasons why you would want to have multiple categories, and probably the most important one is they're there to help you organize your question bank. So at the moment, we have the default for this particular course. We want to make a new category, try and put it always at the top. You can have categories within categories, but we're going to make one at the top for the moment. So let's just call this one Geography 1, and we've created a new category. Now, I'm looking at this as a teacher, the role of teacher. I've made two categories within this course, the example course. What I'm going to do now is go to a different browser and have a look at what that looks like as admin. Okay, now I'm going here, I'm going to go to admin in this one here. I'm going to have a look at categories. Now, the admin, as you can see everything. That's a big difference. If you are admin, and if you are going to be looking after all the courses on your Moodle, then it makes even more sense to have very clear and concise categories, because if you've got multiple courses, you're going to have to know where all of your different materials are throughout those courses. Okay, so here we've got categories. We go top for the example course or the Shizuoka course, top for the system. This top for the system is right across all of the courses. You can put categories in there. Quizzes across courses. You might want to put in for the top of the system there. Okay, and then we can see that our categories are starting to really build up, and it's, just trust me, very important that you start to use categories from the early part of your Moodle course creation. Okay, here you can also have a look at all of the questions via in each of the categories, remembering that we made one question there, the question capital cities, but all of the questions you can see in the different categories when you go to the question section. Now, if you create questions outside of Moodle in the various different formats, you can import them. And if you're making hundreds of questions, I would suggest you use some of these different formats. It's not quite a beginner's workshop that you'd talk about this, but understand that there are numerous different ways to create questions in Moodle, and some of these outside formats are very useful for making multiple different questions. The other thing you can do is export questions. So if you have all of your questions and you want to export them, send them over to a different Moodle, you can do that. Okay, so it's just a quick explanation of question categories and to implore you to really think about that going forward with your use of Moodle.